Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Shuddha Spadiga Sankasham Shuddha Vidya Pradayakam Shuddham Purnam Chidanandam Sadashivamaham Shraye Shankarupena Machittam Pankikritam Abhodhyaya Kim Kariyasya Samaya Shankaracharya Mashraye Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Bharati Karuna Patram Bharati Padabhushanam Bharati Padamarudham Bharati Tirthamashraye Vidya Vinaya Sampannam Vitaragam Vivekinam Vande Vedanta Tattvabodha Vidu Shankara Bharathi Mala Sudha Kumbha Vibhoda Mudra Vidya Virajat Karavari Jatam Apara Karunya Sudhamburashim Sri Sharadambam Pranatosmi Nityam Om Vasudevendra Yogindram Natva Jnanapradam Gurum Mumukshunam Hitarthaya Tattvabodho Bhidhiyate. We are seeing the nature of consciousness, that is Satchidananda Rupa Swarup. Satchidananda Swarupaha is Atma. In that Sat Chit Ananda, these three words we have taken up Chit, that is Chit Rupaha. Chit is consciousness, Jnanam. So we are analyzing that particular word to understand the meaning of the word Chit. Vedanta analyzes the nature of consciousness. We saw this Chit means it's a nature of consciousness. We have to understand the fundamental principles regarding the nature of consciousness. According to Vedanta, the consciousness is not a part or property or product of the physical body. Consciousness is not a property of the body, like the weight, the height, the complexion. All these attributes belong to the physical body. They do not belong to consciousness. Consciousness is not property of the body. Consciousness is not even a part of the physical body, like hair, nail, skin, etc. Similarly, consciousness is not even a product of the body, like for example enzymes, blood, cells, which are created, generated within the body. Can we say the life or consciousness is generated in the body? Vedanta says consciousness is not even a product generated by the material brain. Brain cannot generate consciousness. Body cannot generate a life by itself. In short, life is not a product of matter. This is what our Vedanta teaches. Therefore, first lesson about consciousness, lesson number 1. Consciousness is not a part, property or product of the body. Now we will go to second lesson of consciousness. Consciousness is an invisible, independent principle, independent entity which pervades the body and makes the body alive. This invisible and independent principle pervades and makes the body, makes the chemistry into the biochemistry. Nearest example I can give is the electricity which makes the fan working or running. The invisible electricity behind the visible fan. If the visible fan is working or moving, it is because of invisible electricity. The electricity which is the reason for the movement of the visible fan, that electricity is not visible to my eyes. But without the electricity, fan cannot move. If the visible fan is working, it is only because of the invisible electricity. This invisible electricity is not a property, is not a part, is not a product of the fan. It is a separate principle which exists independent of the fan. That is, even before the fan came into existence, before the manufacturing of this fan, the electricity was there. The invisible and independent electricity principle which makes the fan active, it is there even before the fan is manufactured. All our bodies are like what? They are like the fan. This is why maybe we are we are going from one place to another place. So we can compare our body also with fan. Just as the invisible electricity makes the fan running or makes the bulb brilliant, similarly, this inert matter, bundle of matter or the physical body is made alive and kicking only because of consciousness. That is called Atma. This is the second lesson. That is, consciousness is an independent, invisible entity which pervades the body and makes the body active. This is the second lesson. Now we will go to the third lesson. This invisible, independent consciousness is not limited by the boundaries of the body. It is not confined to the boundaries of the body. It extends beyond the body also. Just as the electricity is not confined to the fan or the bulb. That is, consciousness is boundless, boundaryless, limitless, all-pervading, dimensionless. That means the consciousness does not have height, length, breadth, etc. All these attributes, dimensions, belong only to the body but not the consciousness. Therefore, it is not limited by the space. Therefore, it is called all-pervading. We will go to fourth lesson. This invisible, independent consciousness will continue to survive even after the death of the physical body. That is, even when the body, that is the medium, dies or perishes, the consciousness continues to exist, continues to survive. Just like even if the bulb is broken or even if the fan has gone to repairs, it is not working, we can remove the fan, you can fix another fan, then this fan will keep working. So the electricity continues to be there in the particular point. If you have any doubt, you can go and touch the point. So we don't do that normally. If you want to check whether electricity is there or not, what do? You don't go and touch the point. You go and switch on the switch, that's it. And then checks whether the bulb is working or not, fan is working or not. Because electricity is invisible, you cannot see. Similarly, even after the physical body dies, the consciousness continues to exist. And therefore, it is permanent, external, it is permanent and eternal principle. It is always there. It is there in all three periods of time. Eternal principle. It is not limited by the time factor. In the third lesson, we saw consciousness is not limited by the space. It is all pervading. Now in the fourth lesson, it is saying the consciousness is not limited by the time also, which is eternal. In Bhagavad Gita, second chapter, Bhagavan Krishna says, Na jayate mriyate va kadachit nayam bhutva bhavita vana bhuyah ajo nitya shashvatoyam puranaha na hanyate hanyamane sharire. This sloka is explaining the timeless, limitless as to time and space principle of Atma. Then the fifth and final lesson is the surviving consciousness cannot be contacted, cannot be recognized by us, not because it is not there, but because the medium, that is the body, has died. Consciousness, we saw, it survives the death of the body, but we cannot see, not because consciousness is absent, but because the medium, the body, is dead. Surviving consciousness is not recognizable, not because it is absent, but the medium through which you recognize the consciousness, like through light medium, through the medium of fan, you recognize the presence of electricity. So, therefore, in the absence of the medium, the body, consciousness is unrecognizable, but it is not that it is not existent. It is definitely existent, but only thing is we cannot recognize the consciousness because the medium through which the consciousness was recognized is not there now. That's it. Therefore, even after the death, Atma continues to exist. Atma continues to survive. This is the fifth and final lesson. Therefore, Atma is called Chit Rupaha. It is of nature of consciousness. By naming the consciousness as Atma, the author wants us to claim the consciousness as I, myself. You should train yourself to claim that you are consciousness. You are Chit Rupa Atma. We have seen the meaning of one word Chit. Now we will go to other two meanings, other two words, that is Sat and Anandaha. We will go to that. See, the thing is, all these years we have wrongly learnt, we have wrongly understood to claim the body as myself, the mind as myself. We have wrongly learnt to claim prana as myself, as I. All these are a wrong understanding because of ignorance about the true nature of myself. We have gained the wrong conditioning. The author says, you don't claim that you are body, mind, sense complex anymore. You have to learn to claim that the immortal, invisible, inner essence, the consciousness as myself, as I. It will take a long time, but a starting point. I am conscious, I am the consciousness temporarily possessing the temporary body, mind, sense complex. The body will be there for some time, it will go. But the consciousness, that means I, will continue to survive. When I say I do not mean the body or mind or sense complex. I mean Chidrupa Atma, Satchidananda Atma. During the sleep, mind may be dissolved, but I continue to survive. I may not remember who am I. My name also I may forget in my deep sleep, but still the Atma will continue to survive. Everything may go, but I, the Atma, will continue to survive. Therefore, I am Jnana Swarupaha, to claim the consciousness Jnana Swarupaha as I, Lord Krishna gives us a technique. He teaches us a method. This is called Drik Drishya Vivekaha. The technique to be used to claim the invisible inner consciousness as myself. What is the technique? That is, I am different. Atma, I am different from whatever I experience. We must remember this very useful and very important technique. This is a principle taught by none other than Bhagavan Krishna. I experience, for example, I experience the table. I experience the object. The object of my experience is table. Who am I? I am the subject, the experiencer, who is different from the experienced object, like table or wall or microphone or mobile phone. All of these are experienced objects, but I, the subject, is the experiencer, who is different from all these objects. Therefore, anything I experience, I should know that I am not the experienced object. You apply this principle and start negating whatever you experience as I am not this, I am not that, I am not this. This is in Sanskritam, it is called Neti method. That is Naha iti method. Yam neti vachanair nigama avochan. This is what our scriptures tell. First, the entire objective world will be negated by this principle. Since I am experiencing the world, I am experiencing the objects of the world, therefore I am not any of the object in this world. World is the object of experience, but I am the subject experiencer. This is very important technique. Thereafter, you come to the body also. Body also is an object of experience similar to the external objects. Body, mind, sense complex, everything is an object of experience. I intimately experience my body in the waking state, that is Jagrata Avastha. I intimately experience another body called dream body, that is Swapna Avastha. I also experience no body in the deep sleep state, Sushupti Avastha. I do not experience any particular body in deep sleep. Therefore, the body is only something that I experience and I name it in different states of experience. Therefore, I am not the body. Similarly, pranic conditions, the physiological conditions, they do not belong to me. It is not me. I experience them, but I am not them. I experience, therefore I am not physiological conditions. The emotions, anger, happiness, so many emotions are all objects of my experience. I intimately experience all these emotions through mind. Therefore, I am not the mind, because I experience all the emotions through my mind. Similarly, the knowledge I experience, I know what I know. The knowledge also is not I. Similarly, the ignorance also I experience. I do not know Chinese language. I know that. Therefore, I am not ignorance. Both knowledge as well as ignorance is experienced by me. Therefore, I am not the intellect. I am not ignorance also. You can go on negating anything and everything you experience. When everything is negated, finally what will be left out? Nothing will be left out. Because you don't experience anything. You have negated all. there is nothing for you to experience. Therefore, you come to a state where there is nothing to experience. When you negate everything, come to blankness, you ask the question, this blankness is experienced by whom? Is experienced or not? What will be your answer? You talk of blankness only because of you experience and that consciousness principle, because of which the blankness is also known after negating everything. Sarva abhava sakshi. Sakshi means experiencer, the witness principle. Witness of what? Sarva abhavaha. Absence of everything. That is also an experience. Therefore, absence of even thoughts and this left behind consciousness, that's the only thing which remains, because of which the subject, I experience even this blankness. That consciousness principle is my real nature, is I am. Thus, aham atma asmi, which is chidrupaha. And the author says, jnana swarupaha atma. Chit also means jnanam. Now we will go to Sat and Ananda. We said that consciousness does not die when the physical body dies. It means it is eternally present. It was present in the past, it is present in the present, and it will be there in future also. Body arrives, body survives for some years and body departs, but not consciousness. In Sanskrit, whatever is eternal is called Satyam, Sat. The consciousness being eternal principle is called Satyam or Sat. Therefore, the author says, Trikale api tisthati iti Sat. Trikale means in all three periods of time, past, present and future. What remains in all three periods of time? Definitely not my body, not the mind, but the independent, invisible, inner consciousness, inner essence that pervades and blesses the body remains in all three periods of time. Therefore, Atma is not only Chitrupaha, but it is Satrupaha also. Now we will see the word Ananda. I said in the third lesson of the 5 lessons of consciousness, consciousness is not limited by the boundaries of the body. Space-wise limitation is not applicable to consciousness. It is boundless. It is all-pervading. In Sanskrit, all-pervading principle is called Anantaha. Anantaha means boundaryless, limitless, or Purnaha. Purnaha means all-inclusive. Nothing will be outside. Therefore, it is not only Satrupaha, not only Chitrupaha, but also Anantaha, also Purnaha. Purnaha means complete, full. Purnatvam or limitlessness is always experienced in the form of Anandaha. Anantaha is always experienced as Anandaha. Whenever your mind is full, it is very happy. Whenever you feel you don't lack anything, you have a sense of completeness. Whenever you lack something in your life, I don't know this, I don't know that, I don't have this type of whatever, any sense of incompleteness, you always feel sorrow, you always feel unhappy. It is expressed as sorrow. Therefore, sorrow is defined as limitation and happiness is defined as fullness, is limitless. In Tamil, sorrow is kurai. We say kurai, உனக்கு என்ன லைஃப்ல குறை இருக்கு? What is that you lack in your life? In Tamil we say kurai. Purnam means sweetness. You remember Kodakattai? What is inside Kodakattai? It is Purnam. It is sweet. Anandaha. Sweetness is Anandaha. Therefore, Anantaha is equal to Anandaha. Purnatvam. I don't miss anything in life. I don't lack anything in life because I am Purnaha. I have everything. Everything is in me. I don't lack anything. Here, I means which I? Definitely not body, because body has infinite number of kurais. That is why so many beauty parlors are surviving. So they are doing very well also, not even surviving. Mind has so many kurais. My intellect lacks lot of things. It is so many things it is lacking. Therefore, here I am complete. In this I means definitely not body, mind, sense complex. I means only Atma. I, the Atma, does not lack anything because all the bodies, all the mind, everything in the creation is existing in the Atma only, and therefore Anantaha is equal to Purnaha is equal to Anandaha. Therefore, the author says Anandaha Sukhaswarupaha. If anybody asks a question, what do you want? If you say, I don't need anything because I am full and complete as I am, then you have got the jnanam. Krishna in Bhagavad Gita tells in the second chapter, 55th verse, Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan atman yevatmana tushtaha sthita prajnasya tochyate. This is what he says. That is, the sense of incompleteness expresses in the form of desires. I don't have this, therefore I want to have. I want to buy a house because I don't have a house. I want to buy a car, or I want to buy an expensive car. I want to buy jewels because I don't have. I want more. This I don't have, or some people may feel I don't have a grandchild, or I don't have a child. All these are expressions of the sense of limitation. Freedom from the sense of limitation is called Purnatvam. I want nothing because everything is in me. I miss nothing. I lack nothing. That is called Anandaha. What is Atma? Therefore, finally, what is Atma? It is Sat Chit Ananda Swarupaha. Therefore, author says, Evam, in this manner, Swatmanam Vijaniyat. May you recognize the Atma as yourself. What type of you? Satchidananda Swarupam. The eternal, all-pervading, invisible, inner essence, I. It is not easy. You have to think a lot of this teaching, because this is the central teaching of the Vedanta Shastra, particularly this Tattvabodha. We have to think a lot. We have to realize it. We have to understand the concept behind it. It will take long time for people to understand what is Satchidananda Swarupam, what is the real nature of myself. We are only taking a step forward. We have to keep practicing, we have to keep learning this Vedanta Shastra from many learned people. There are a lot of Prakarana Granthas available, so we have to learn a lot. So it is only a starting point. We will see the other concepts like creation, everything in the subsequent classes. पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ओम्।